Marvel vs. Capcom. Holy shit! Hello, one game. You see, what really makes Marvel vs. Capcom unique is that other games are like Assassin's Creed. Yes, Assassin's Creed. Ooh, Call of Duty. Yes, Call of Duty. Whereas this is more like, ooh, Marvel vs. Capcom. We're gonna be talking about Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And the first thing you gotta know about 3 is that there's 2 versions. You got the original Marvel vs. Capcom 3, also known as Vanilla MVC3, and then you got Ultimate. This is the remastered and updated version of the game. Okay, if we're being honest, Ultimate is the better version of the game. It's hard to argue that Vanilla is better because, well, it's the vanilla version of the game. Ultimate was specifically designed to improve it. See, it's right there in the title. It's the Ultimate game. You got more characters, more stages, many aspects of the game were balanced or tweaked. This is the finalized version of the game, and it's probably the one you should be playing. Hell, I've played a lot more Ultimate than I have Vanilla, trust me. That being said, there is something that me and many people agree that Vanilla does have over Ultimate. Now, I'm going to be talking about a couple things here, so I'll use this one word to show what I mean. Okay, here we go. Many games, when being remastered or remade, sometimes have to rework their soundtracks for reasons such as maybe licensing issues or just trying to one-up what came before. Many games have made an improvement over the predecessor while staying true to what made the original music so special. Sometimes the opposite can happen. The thing is, we become so familiar and connected to an OST that it becomes such an iconic staple to the game, and what ends up happening is that what would be a pretty good soundtrack on its own ends up feeling kind of inferior to the original.
Cut the shit the fuck off!
But I mean, Ultimate, like, that ain't so bad. Ultimate pretty much keeps the same OST, but definitely does alter a few tracks here and there. I want y'all to remember that this is not me claiming these changes make either game better or worse than the other. These are just small little details that I really enjoyed about Vanilla, and I hope I can give you sort of an open mind of what I'm talking about here. When we look at the character selecting for Ultimate, you'll notice some things. Those guitar riffs at the beginning giving off some of that hyper-stylized energy of Capcom, then the slower, more build-up oriented ones give it off more of that Marvel energy, and then you get that whole feeling that these worlds are really colliding together. For a crossover game featuring 2 very different style name brands, this is a very fitting song. But the old one's like better though. God damn, I feel like I'm in a rave. That disco techno sound, that pop just gets me so ready to whoop some ass. While the original is more fitting, this just gets me more hyped, just gets me more excited. It's so good. Then there's the victory theme. Oh, it's pretty good. It's got a nice little modern dubstep theme going on. Whoa! Whoa! Holy shit. Nothing too crazy here, yes, but the old soundtrack gave off this sort of grungy, stylized vibe that I don't always get from Ultimate. It's little things like this that sort of immerse me into the game a bit more. Then you got the UI, which admittedly both are really good. Ultimate has this cool thing where when you scroll through the drop-down menu, the background turns to comic book pages, showing different characters. And there's also some added stuff as well. I personally still prefer the vanilla UI, as when you click on an option, the camera actually moves into a new set of characters, and of course the background animation is still going. It just feels more alive in my opinion. And of course I still think the music is a little bit nicer, but Ultimate's main menu theme is still pretty good to listen to. Listen to this. Nice! Let's get into the intro cutscenes. Ultimate has a really cool trailer slash intro cinematic. Despite the fact that it's just the camera moving around still models, they still add enough detail and great cinematography to make it look really cool despite the fact that not much motion is really happening at all. Awesome trailer for sure. But you just can't top this amazing cinematic we got here. This is an actual movie. Look at this, that heart-pumping, stylish music. Everyone's just throwing hands in real time. The beautiful cell shading. Look at those highlights. That black comic book shading and the part where Dante and Deadpool are about to shoot each other, but then Morgan comes in and shoots Deadpool in the ass. Classic. It just feels so alive. The characters, the buildings, the city, everything. And the best part is that after you're done with this one, there's like 3 more to watch. It's so good. So you might be thinking to yourself, Fumbus, who the fuck cares? These are such small, insignificant things that don't matter in the grand scheme of things. Who cares when the later game is fundamentally better? It's okay if you feel this way. These are just little things that I genuinely feel passionate about. This video isn't made to convince you that Vanilla is a better game. Hell, it's not even here to convince you that Ultimate is a better game. I'm just here to tell you how I feel. I just think that there was a certain charm to the original game. It had this really cool, somehow even more stylized feel to it than Ultimate, despite Ultimate itself being a very stylized game. When I play Ultimate, I feel like I'm playing a really good fighting game. When I'm playing Vanilla, I feel like I'm in an underground fight club and then Spider-Man's just whooping everyone's ass. Whichever one you prefer, I think many of us can agree that Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and even the series in general was a really unique experience. It's so stylized, so fast-paced, there's so many little things to appreciate, and it's definitely made its mark on the fighting game scene, and has really become a staple series in gaming. Then there's Infinite. Now, I have not played Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I do not intend to play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I have no reason to play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and I can't even play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite because I don't have a PS4 or a PC. I know. I'm a fake gamer. I'm sorry, I had to say it. And I don't own an Xbox because I have some fucking dignity. Thank you. They took out all the style from the series, the models, the music. The UI looks so boring. The music is so generic too. What the? No! That's not too bad.